What up, y'all? St. Pete. So in that video I was talking about yesterday, trauma, race, mind control, I was talking about the genetic triggers that get people emotionally charged because of trauma, past trauma. And they use that past trauma for their agenda. You know, they'll make it seem like they care. You know, especially now, like they make it seem like they care about black people all of a sudden, all the corporations, you know, that's all it is everybody jumping in on that. And there is truth to it. So that's why it does stick. Because yeah, there is institutionalized racism. Absolutely. So, but they weaponize it. They weaponize that emotion. And each group of people in the country, they have a specific weapon for. A specific weapon of mass distraction for World War III, which we're in. So, because they know we're so polarized internally, that they can manifest that externally. So, for black people, they've basically taught them that they should hate government because of everything the government has done to them, from, you know, Tuskegee to the bombing of Black Wall Street to just the hiding of their history and teaching black children, you know, their history starts with slavery, which is ridiculous. That's just, you know, when they have such a richer and greater history. So, and we could go through countless other ones and stuff, but they've, in the aggregate, black people want to see it come down for a whole bunch of reasons. They've taught black people that, polarized them in that direction. They polarize white people in the other direction, that you should love your country. Love your country. This is, there's nothing like this. They created this government structure out of thin air, like it didn't already exist. Like this is a play off of the Moorish Empire and the way they set up government. So there's nothing new about the government that they put in place. But they got white people so patriotic and loving the country so much that, you know, it's hard to get through to them. I know it is for me. For when I start talking about, you know, conspiracies with people from the hood, we agree. You know, there's no combating me. But when I try to bring it up around white people, especially older white people, they can't. They're like, no way. There's no way that the government would do this. You know, that's the mind control that they have in the aggregate on white people, where they got super love in the country, and then black people super hate the country. And essentially, they're just controlling us because they don't like either one of us. They hate both of us. So, if we don't get it together, we're going to be sitting in a FEMA camp. I'm going to be sitting in a FEMA camp with a black dude, and we'll be like, damn, we should have fucking, you know, talk about the issues, get to the issues. We could get to that after we figure out this mind control that we're all under. So they do use, like I said, real events that took place to, you know, trigger people the fear. So it's all about the fear. Like I was saying yesterday, you know, the fear of immigrants in America. You know, they're gonna come and take all our jobs. That's a genetic trigger. That's a trauma genetic trigger. Going back into Europe when, you know, in Europe was invaded by the Muslims. You know, there's that fear, that trauma of, oh my God, immigrants are coming, they're going to take over. And once they get us in that place of fear, once they're able to trigger that fear, it's a wrap. It's done. Because we know when you're in fear, that triggers that fight or flight, and now the blood isn't flowing to your brain, and you're not able to think, and you're just emotional. You're acting out of the Trinity. You're not thinking, so you're feeling, so you're acting. Which, by the way, that's the devil in the Hebrew. In the Hebrew, Shaitan, the adversary, that was when you were out of alignment with your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, not acting in unison. You had the internal adversary. So Shaitan was the internal adversary. And when you're out of that alignment and you're in that internal adversary, you're not acting on what you're thinking. And I'm going through it too, because I know the way things are, and I still participate in the system to a degree. You know, I go to work and pay taxes, so I am saying I'm any better. I'm just identifying it like this is what it is. This is why. So thinking and actions aren't lining up, emotions and actions aren't lining up. We're all over the place. So we have this internal adversary going on. And that's affecting the care. That's affecting our care and what we care about. So we got that internal adversary going on. We're out of alignment. So externally is just a reflection of internally. So we see all this devilish stuff because people are in fear. Because all evil comes from fear. It's fear or love. They're the two opposing forces at work, fear and love. And from fear comes evil, and from love comes good. Love meaning expanding consciousness, fear contracting consciousness. You know, this is all hermetic principles, just like hot and cold. They appear to be two different things, but all cold is lack of heat, lack of energy. Heat is just more energy. So fear in the same way is just lack of love, lack of expanding consciousness. And once they're able to trigger emotionally charged subjects that have been garnering, you know, egregores for, you know, since they created the idea of race and started using racism as a way to control people, they can get us to snap out of our logical part of our brain and just have us reacting, and then get to guide that anger and guide that energy to where they see fit, which is their agenda. Because they don't give a fuck about any of us. I don't care what, you know, don't nobody give a fuck about the peasants. And that's all us regular folks out here. So got to be careful of buying into them ideas and that anger on race, that reaction when you see things, whether black or white. When you react with anger, to what they're telling you, you are doing what they want. That's what they want. They want us to get angry at each other. And there's a lot of reasons, there's a lot of valid reasons why people should be angry. We're not even debating that. We're not debating what's right and what's wrong. We're just talking about how it's being used against us. And they're using that to control us. So, before you react with anger to what the media is telling you, what Fox is telling you, because remember Fox, the gematria, it breaks down to 666, which then is 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, and then 1 plus 8 equals 9, and 9 always comes back to itself, simply meaning that they keep you in base conscious. It's in their symbolism. The fox is sly fox. Fox, like I said, keeps you in base conscious. So, if you're reacting to things on Fox News or CBS with the all-seeing eye, you know, the symbolism is all there, even in the media as well. So if you're reacting with anger to what these organizations are telling you, you are playing right into the hands of the sorcerers. You're playing right into it. So don't give them your reaction. Don't give them it. Don't give them your emotion. Your emotion is the goddess. Your emotion is the sacred feminine. Don't give that. Don't give that to any old person. Don't give that to any old idea. That's sacred. Your imagination is sacred. What you take in through your eyes is your food for your soul. Because the eyes are the gateway to the soul. So what you take in through your eyes is feeding your soul. And if you're taking in all of this half-truths, no truths, that's like taking in processed foods and eating GMOs. It's the same thing. That's going to fuck your body up. Taking all that bullshit into your eyes, it's the same thing. It's going to fuck your spirit up. It's going to put you in a place of fear. The science is all there. Tavistock Institute, Human Relations, Dr. John Coleman, if you actually want the science. I mean, you gotta turn the TV off. You know, the TV is mind controlling everybody. Because like I said, when I step out onto the streets personally, you know, it's all love. Stay out of people's way, there ain't no problems. But people get all charged up from the TV, to get all charged up from the social media, and they go outside with a battery in their pack, and you see these crazy shit that we're seeing now. People shooting each other over politics, over political ideologies. People are getting shot. You know, that's not good. Considering that it doesn't really mean nothing in the long run. It don't mean shit. And people are killing each other over it, when they don't give a fuck about neither of us. So, being aware of your emotions, being aware of the goddess in you, is the key to navigating through this cesspool of lies and deception that we're currently in. Is don't give your emotions to anybody. Keep the goddess sacred. St. Pete, I'm out. Peace.